everyone. We are
Hey.
back. Hello, hello.
Welcome back.
So you are not facing Bomber Fan. There you go.
Well, I mean, I probably could.
Yeah,
He's only Masters League. Wait, is that really Xenocider?
yeah. So,
Oh shit! What universities are playing right now?
University, California, Riverside.
Cool.
So, Xeno and Intense are both on Riverside. However, Intense, while he was here and actually in the chat channel, his opponent was in the chat channel but not here. He, I guess, was out of his apartment and couldn't make it, so he forfeit. So you see Riverside is already up 1-0, and I don't know, Xenocider is pretty good, so I gotta imagine this might be a quick 2-0, but we won't disregard Bomber Fan quite yet. Obviously, he's a fan of good Terran.
I mean, he's getting Xenocider's only just getting back in the Legacy, so it's hard to say like, oh my god, he's what he used to be, because he was like the NA like super kid.
Yeah, but he's GM already. I mean,
well, what does GM mean, right?
Yeah, well, it's only high GM or nothing. I guess we'll talk more about that after the introduction. So it is a best of 5, and this is the second 1v1. So in the top left, it is the blue Terran Bomber Fan.
And in the bottom left, I'm a Xeno fan. It's going to be the red Terran player from Evil Genius's Xenocider.
Yep. So Xenocider has been streaming occasionally, and I mean like rarely occasionally, and I haven't actually got to check it out. I'd see it, and then I'd be like, well, I gotta go to bed anyways. But he is in GM, and he might be trying to actually be good again and actually get into the WCS Challenger.
This is a mean way to phrase that.
Right? I know. But it's true. Like, this guy just, I don't know, he fades into nothingness, I suppose, because he's focused on school, which makes sense. He is in school, that's why he's here. And then he'll come back, I suppose, whenever he wants, whenever he sees a good opportunity. I mean, no one's arguing that ladder system they just implemented is bad. What you could argue is how good it will be. Like, is it enticing enough to disregard smaller tournaments for? Is it good enough to bring people who were interested in ladder before back into the game? And that might have been what happened with Xeno.
Yeah, well, for Xenocider too, I know school's always been a big priority for him too. So no matter how much prize money he's winning, whether it's a weekly cup or WCS series, school is his priority a lot of the time.
Yeah. And
we did a lot of work with him actually. Oh yes, we won. We did a lot of work with him in show matches and invite only things. So we know how hardworking he is at both school and at Starcraft.
I just realized what you said.
Oh, play the game. Sorry,
Please.
I may not have gone to play Overwatch during the break and still been finishing it up as the game started, but I'm out now, and I'm focused on StarCraft.
I consider doing the rest of my workouts, and as I consider doing it, Xenocider was like, hey, I'm here, and I was like, you son of a... I'm just kidding.
You son of a gosh darn mother that probably loves her son.
Probably. I'm just playing, though. I mean, I'm really glad that all of these guys actually showed up on not even on time, they're actually a little bit before.
Showed up.
Yeah, well, one guy didn't, but we have had some trouble in the past of just simply like taking a while to get everything set up, and actually everything's going like bing bang boom, so it's really nice. It does I guess incorporate the fact that it's been a 3-0 and then now it's already a 1-0, but still not taking too long.
I'm sorry,
and stuff.
I already forgot which one is Riverside. Is that Bomber Fan or
that is Xeno?
Xeno, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
trying to remember the little universities in the head of mine.
Yep. Bomber Fan is from San Diego, University of California. So, yeah, I didn't check chat to see if sister schools was the right term or not, but oh well.
Okay, well, in a TBT, there's a lot of different ways this can play out. We've seen Banshees be fairly common, but we're starting to see things like Cyclones be even more common. I'm not sure if it's just the lower league stuff, if it's strictly just TBT in general, but we're seeing a lot of people play really Paranoid. There's the exceptions of the GMs we cast on the regular, though, who are trying new builds. You'll see these weird Raven 1 bases and things like that, but for the most part, Banshees and Cyclones are pretty much how this matchup is opened with for a while.
Sure. Now, Xenocider got a really nice scout in the main base. I mean, that Reaper saw everything. Now, it could have been a fake from Bomber Fan. He could have swapped over the starport and the tech lab and been like, psych! But that would have been a delayed cloak and a delayed Banshee, and I don't think that would have been worth it. It's just continuing with his build and trying to do whatever he can is much more worth.
Those drop hits pretty nicely, and that Widowmine, if it can get a hit, would do a lot of damage. Xenosaur staying back in a way. It's going to go off on a Marine, not a big issue. It does save the Widowmine, though.
Nice. That was a nice little... it was actually pretty good, especially if you get another Widowmine shot at all. Of course, it only kill one SCV, splash the rest, that's where the Marines come in. The Viking pops out, and while this might be cleared up, you know, not so tough. Actually, it was very easy. The Widowmine's still on cooldown, too. Up scan. It doesn't quite get the medevac. The next scary part is whether or not Xenocider is going to push with what he has. Now, he saved scans. I guess he was worried that there might be a Banshee follow-up, or his hotkeys doesn't include this command center. Either one. But he does have, believe it or not, enough of a push, especially if he had a medevac with it, to start harassing and trying to get something done. But Bomberfan actually has his own tanks pretty quickly here, too.
Maybe it's just trying to conserve energy, you know, save the planet.
I'm really starting to question it.
No, I actually would like to see at least some mules come down soon. He's got 2 Vikings anyway, so regardless, the late Banshee was a thing of the past. We don't really see that be so common nowadays. 3rd CC also on the way here for Xenocider, by the way, so this does be a lot of freebies and a lot more, I guess, freedom to mule.
Okay, finally calls down all the mules that he can. Just saves one. I guess, yeah, the later Banshee, not so popular. Maybe he was afraid of more Widow Mines. Still saving up one in the main base. Being quite conservative with his scan usage. But at the end of the day, Xenocider is still ahead, and there is that push out. And now there's no medevac, which really gives it a lot of power. But there's air control.
Yeah, not being able to scoop up the tanks and maneuver them is going to make this a little bit difficult. But for Xenocider, who's played TVT since Wings of Liberty, he knows how to play this without them. Not to say 2 medevacs won't come out next, but I do like the Vikings. High ground vision is going to be a pretty important detail to this.
Yeah, there's another Viking over here, but actually, there's a second Viking right there. He didn't have air control, but now he has, I guess, a better chance at it. These 2 healthy Vikings will still take it on. Oh, but a tank for free! Uh-oh. Oopsie.
It's a good start for Xenocider. Still not enough to really push in there, though. If he had more cannon fodder with this, if he had, like, twice as many Marines, he could just walk up that ramp, no problem. But his Marine count fairly low. But, oh, so is Bomberfans if he keeps giving them away like that.
Yeah. I thought about going on top of the tanks, but Xenocider just unsieges and goes back pretty wisely, I'd say. His 3rd command center is done. His double engineering base on the way. His stim and combat shields are later than Bomberfans, but I'm not sure what Bomberfans are really going to be able to do with that. As long as you're defensive and you know all the tricks, and basically on Arena there's only one trick, and that's a Doom drop to the main base, you're pretty set to go. The other trick, we'll call it, is sieging up on this little position here, but they're both kind of going into that late game. They're both going to the 3rd base, and now it's going to be their army covering the choke, so that situation should never happen again. Oh, that was an odd drop.
They're not tricks, Dad.
Illusions. These aren't illusions. Illusion could play for the CSL, but I actually have no idea what college he attends. And I'm pretty sure he does. He doesn't just get swole 24 hours a day.
Last time you come down, you make Steve jealous.
No. Trust me.
He's a baby!
Yeah. He's a little baby. Man, actually, now that I think about it, I keep thinking that kid's 16, but he's got to be 18 or 19 right now. Anyways, illusion aside. The Agaska guys just simply canceled. There is an army here, but it's kind of slow to respond, because it's nothing really to panic about. He didn't really have to respond too quickly. Drops mules, keeps the tanks in position, everything's a-okay. His sim and combat shields really aren't that far behind. In fact, he'll have combat shields before Bomberfan with double tech labs.
So I know we come into this with a very strong Xenocider bias, but I gotta say, Bomberfan's looking pretty good in the match. Getting really aggressive. He's a little bit behind on bases, and that's fine, but if he can get some good damage done before Xenocider skyrockets off that 3rd, he's still in this game.
Yeah, unfortunately this is not an orbital, and he is still down by 6 SCVs, but his army supply, okay, is no longer up, but still very good. You can definitely do a lot with positioning in this matchup. His upgrades are going to fall behind as well, however. 1-1 on the way for Xenocider, almost done, too.
You know, I wonder, because I don't know if anyone's done the math for it yet, but transferring the command center from the main versus turning to the orbital and then floating it over so you've got the energy for that mule, I'm wondering if it's actually more cost effective to do it like this so you can spread out your SCVs faster since you have more than you did in HOTS.
They definitely did it for Heart of the Swarm, and it was almost always better to turn your orbital first.
Yeah.
But like you see the Void, it is different, and I think it is mostly dependent on how long you've gone and how many SCVs you have. So I think actually in this situation, this was smarter for Bomber Fan.
Yeah, just get out there as quick as you can. I mean, on location's always best if you can do it, but still. Small attack underway. On the rocks. Get wrecked.
Yeah, the income graph still working, shows that Xenosaur took a pretty big leap, but Bomber Fan's starting to catch up. Only down by 5 workers is not such a big deal as the game goes on further. The armor supply is still even, the upgrades are now the most important parts. The combat is going to be done, but +1 armor might not be, depending on how eager they both are to take an engagement. Oh, wow. Oh, Xenocider just goes in.
He's just going to go in. That split was alright to start for the tanks, but we'll see if he's got the Marines to push through. He does have 1-1 advantage. Armor upgrades over his opponent's combat shields finish now as well. And, oh dear.
That went poorly. That went a lot like, where is the army? Oh, they're in double drops in the main, and there's a couple units back here,
turrets?
too. Oh,
Is that
God,
turrets?
there's turrets, there's Vikings. Oh, Jesus. Well,
Korean
everything
Jesus.
went very poorly, very quickly for Bomber Fan. And that is kind of game.
Oh, if he loses the third CC, it certainly is.
Yeah, it seems they're actually getting a 4th right now. Very confident. I mean, Bomber Fan did a good job catching, like, you know, keeping up with the macro stage, but it wasn't even necessarily his positioning. That was actually a lot due to just bad luck, having 2 medevacs. I guess you could argue it has to do with scouting, not having a Marine right here to catch the army breaking down the rocks, or maybe an over-dependence on tank positioning. You know, I think both of those really played into the loss here, but Bomber Fan has 1 chance to do something while he still has an even army supply, but it has to be now.
Yeah, if he can even up Xenocider's army supply, then he'll have no problem taking a 30 again behind. Excuse me, behind this. But the problem with tank drops is whoever unloads the tanks first pretty much wins, and that's not an easy call to make.
However, a lot of people are making the mistake of unloading them first into Marines or into tanks, and that's not necessarily true. Like, don't do that, as with the delay, they are no longer as effective as they used to be.
Well, that almost works out here well for Xenocider. Problem is, Bomber Fan's fighting outside of the range of his tanks. Just Xenocider has tanks on his side. Bomber Fan does not. That was a huge waste for Bomber Fan. Xenocider probably just pick up and drop on top of those tanks if he really wanted to seal the deal on this, but that was a really good fight for Xenocider. Now up almost 30, a little over 30 supply, excuse me.
Yep. And the upgrade's about halfway done now. I was going to play a parts. Bomber Fan has managed to get another command center up, but at the same time that, you know, Xenocider is also, and this is his 4th, so a lot better for Xenocider. Check the graphs, and he's definitely skyrocketed back up. It's a differential graph, so these numbers will change. It's an important part to pay attention to. Is the red bars tell, you know, a story, but not the whole story. Oh, mass drop into the main base, and that's probably going to seal the deal. Boom. Yeah, he's not able to break this. It's on top of production. The tank's dropping into... not quite a tank fire. Don't do such a bad job against the Marines. But the SCV's being pulled. That's pretty desperate. GG.
GG. Well, congratulations to... hang on, I got it. Riverside.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
You did it. You did it.
Good start in the series.
Yeah,
it
actually...
definitely helps having pro players on the team.
Yes, that certainly helps. So that puts Riverside up 2-0. I'm actually quite surprised. I don't know a lot about the CSL, but I do know that Suppy's team has done well in the past, and then NYU also did well, like top 4, I think, and someone else is always either second or beats Suppy's team, and I wonder if it's Riverside, or if they're new. I'm not actually sure when New and Intense and Xenocider joined college. But all that I'm just trying to say, like, I'm surprised I don't hear about these guys winning every single college tournament out there. Especially now that Suppy's team is all about that heroes.
Heroes of the Dorm, man. Very important to Blizzard only.
Well, and all the scholarship money they won. Must be pretty important to them. Scholarship money, whatever. Seething Jungle is going to be our 2v2 map. Our 2v2 players are the same as our Archon players.
Oh wait, so yeah, what happened in that first series? There's a walkover, or is it just they're doing it later, or what?
It was a walkover. Jumbo Zeus was not in his apartment.
So
they said
what's the score?
We forfeited. It's 2-0 in favor of Riverside.
Oh wow, so it's actually really close to already. Riverside can lock down the 2v2, they win everything.
Yep, so it's going to be Death Star and Mr. Bowtie who are open to just close it out versus Iron Piggy and Cloak. We're going to try and keep the hope alive. I see Iron Piggy. I see Cloak. not see Death Star or Mr. Bowtie. Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Bowtie? Death Star? And some of these guys are still away or idle. Who'd you play in Overwatch?
Who do you think?
Winston?
Actually, let me tell you. Okay, I was defending. So who do you think?
I don't know.
Symmetra.
Oh,
Obviously.
okay.
Dude, oh yeah, what happened earlier? Why weren't you using your mic?
I just didn't have it set up.
Oh man, I was like screaming my head off. I was so stoked. I had like a 22 kill streak.
I could imagine all of your exclamations, especially as Winston jumping on the point.
Going bananas.
You are doing both good, sir. Bum, 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 bum.
I cannot wait to sleep. Where are you at in that party?
Not quite yet.
Oh, if any of you guys are fans of base trade TV outside of the CSL, just a quick little shout out to the fact that we're going to be casting bright and early tomorrow.
Yep. 9 a.m. for me. Huh.
What is going on here?
You mean in the chat channel?
Yeah, oh, so okay.
Yeah.
That's why there's this confusion. So, they had submitted their Archon mode team as the 2v2 team. They basically misplaced the paperwork, so to speak. So, now we gotta figure out who the actual 2v2 team is.
Yeah. I guess the San Diego team did not, however. So, this is a they know all the matchups for, I guess, a week beforehand, basically. So they know, like, the race, they know who the players are. And that does contribute a little bit to what their choices are. So even if it was the case that San Diego was just like, we don't care, like, throw our 2v2 guys in, there is always the chance they're like, throw these guys in because these guys. And it would be up to them to say either yay or nay against the change in roster. And they don't seem to mind. So I guess the 2v2 team is Matthew and what? I'm not saying these names. These better be different in game. So,
Matthew and Junts.
Junits.
Christian knits? No, Jew knits.
Excuse you.
What? I mean, like, I appreciate any good weave.
Well, that still leaves...
no preference to what religion made it.
That still leaves Iron Biggie and Cloak to actually come back, though. They're both away or something. They didn't accept my lobby invite. I was very disappointed and embarrassed.
Well, Matthew and Junits are representing Riverside, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I have the clan tag.
I was just looking at their profiles. It feels like there's a rather large drop-off between the 1v1 team and the 2v2 team. And we may actually see a comeback here from San Diego and take us to the Archon mode match.
We just might.
For those who don't know, it's like Gold and Platinum versus Diamond and Masters. Like, why did they no accept invite, Zombie Grab?
Well, I already kicked Mr. Bowtie out, and then he joined again? Could have sworn I invited the right guy the second time. Ready, Freddy.
Of course, I'm good whenever they are.
Okay, you gotta see ready now, guys. That's how it goes. That's how we do things. Okay, we got one go. UCSD. Okay, thank God. And here we go. Seething Jungle, game number 3. That's gonna have to be reduced in size. Just anticipating the needs of the stream. Elevator music. Do 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 do. Kind of going like Singlish music here. Ba-da-boo-boo-doo-doo.
Yeah? You don't say.
Ba-da-boo-doo-boo-doo. Like schnaggin' for naggin'.
Ba-do, ba-do, poo, ba-do, poo.
Hinga, hinga, hinga.
Ba-do, ba-do, poo, ba-do, poo.
Hinga,
Ah, do, do,
hinga.
do, 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 do. Ba, 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 ba. Oh my god, I had Coke. What, are you using like an iMac? Like, what is. Ugh.
Oh, baller! They got the
Windows
resistance again.
95.
Okay, thank God we're into the game. Game number 3, Seething Jungle. In the top right, as the representatives for UC Riverside, it is the green Protoss Matthew and the purple Protoss Units.
Hey, Meng. Hey, Meng, you make any units? Starcraft 2, you got a macro.
Nice
In
accent.
the bottom left.
Way to go.
It's gonna be San Diego's Cloak and Iron Piggy.
Which has a very interesting decal.
It is an anime desu girl who is clearly enjoying a spoonful of
Ice
pudding.
cream. Damn. Either one.
Ice cream is for the summertime, zombie girl. Clearly, you don't know what time of year it is.
So, this actually is kind of funny, because I was wondering why there was a 2v2 team that was 2 Zergs, and I was like, oh, well, they're going to have to have some serious cheese strats, ain't they? But I think they just signed up because, you know, that's our combo, but they're the same race.
Yeah.
So I guess that's, validates their whole, oh, it's the wrong people. Like, they would lie about that.
Of course, to explain one more time for anyone who might be new to the CSL, you don't know what's going on, you tuned in for the first time out of morbid curiosity. You're currently watching a best of 5, but this best of 5 doesn't play out in the typical sense of a best of 5. It's more like a team battle. Each player gets to play once, with the exception of an ice match, or sometimes the Archon mode and 2v2s can be interchanged. But for the most part, it is a best of 5. So, University of Riverside, the team in the top right, they are less skilled in rank on the ladder than their opponents, but they are up 2-0 currently. Should San Diego be able to win this game, it will take them to the Archon mode match next.
Yes. And I don't know what the leagues look like there. Interesting to note that this green Protoss right here, Matthew, is actually random. And, well, that might be a lie because...
That fact is so random.
Oh, no, it's not a lie. Just kidding. It's truth! He's random! Truth! And, of course, Iron Pig and Cloak are, well, they're actually Terran and Zerg. Makes sense. They do have lineups just submitted, I'm not sure how long before, and I'm going to guess a week. It does say the race and the player. But we have no cheese so far. We've been seeing a lot of one Zerg, because usually always one Zerg in the team. This is actually a little bit interesting. They have 2, oh, whoops-a-daisy. 2 Protosses.
Considerable amount of damage. There's
Not to
nothing
this
stop
Stalker, yo. The Stalker's perfectly A-okay.
That is a Morrow Stalker right there.
Oh, God.
Except he can't escape like Morrow's could.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, one of the Zergs usually goes for a fairly quick pool and speed. Now, we still have a
look
lot
at
of...
that micro. Ooh, Pink, you sexy.
We still have a lot of links coming out from our pink Zerg here, but just not like so much as an all-in. The 2 Protosses, the 2 Protosses up here, team, are just trying to get their own tech up. So Twilight Council for 1, actually hidden, so I'm going to imagine it's going to be a Dark Shrine, and a Robo for another. Unfortunately, I think PvP, or
Oh, it's over.
yeah, it might be over.
The base. That's actually
Protoss, I think, is actually quite bad 2v2 team. Unfortunately, it is not Marathew's fault, because he easily could have gotten Zerg or Terran, but it's not looking so hot.
Oh, you stack probes on other probes. That's not how you want to do
Jesus
it.
Christ.
These Hellions and these Lings have won
Woo-hoo.
the 2v2.
Jesus. That was a good lineup. Yeah, there's more Lings on the way from Cloak. I mean, Ling Hellion is a very popular and a very good...
Stalker.
Oh, come on now. And a very good strategy for a ZT 2v2 team, but it really is not supposed to do this much damage, and especially to a Protoss, I would argue, who, I mean, like a couple of SimCity, or...
Well, that's the thing. They should have SimCity at the front together. They shouldn't have built on their own base. That's where the first mistake was this game.
Yeah, and even then, you can SimCity your own bases, you know, separately, and it'd be better off against Lings and Hellions. Additionally, pylons with militia cores. They were going for a one-base build. It's not like they really should have no units to defend against this, but it was right before units Warp Gate finish, I guess, because they were still gateways.
It kills me looking at this, because...
Dance party.
Okay, on one hand, like, they fucked up on the SimCity here, and so units get trapped. But even if the Stalker and Zealot were free, I don't think it would help that much in this situation.
No. In fact, I didn't even realize the base went down. Of course, the Lings that surrounded it, that's right. I guess they're both waiting on maybe the DTs, bringing them back into this game. Of course, the players can trade by now for sure.
Denied.
Well, the DTs aren't going to be denied unless he starts turning on the pylon on top of them.
Actually, the Hellions, if they splashed him,
yeah.
They could have accidentally done it, but
now they know.
Yeah, they're going to scan. They see what's up. This is the beauty of having a Terran ally.
Yeah. And that is game. So, Riverside is not going to take a 3-0, and we'll go on to the Archon match. Now recall that even if this goes to 2-2, the ace match players are to be determined, so that's the one best of one, 1v1, the best of 5, that is not preset. You don't know who they're going to send out, but both Intense and Xenocide are going to be great choices. And as long as they didn't play in the 2v2 or the 3v3, or 3v3, 2v2 or the Archon mode match, saying all the wrong things, then they can come out for the ace match, so they're good to go, because the next players will be Death Star and Mr. Bowtie for Riverside. Cloak and Iron Piggy actually are the 2v2 and Archon team, so same guys.
Battlecruiser seems almost unnecessary.
You think? Maybe a little. I guess what's
going on here? Why are they not just killing this army and winning?
I'm not sure, because they went over the battlecruiser. You know, you do this to me all the time. Like,
yes.
Don't type out the game. The Viking has to drop.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not gonna knock him too hard for this, but damn.
Come on, battlecruiser. Come on. Oh, they're gonna GG.
But if they do that, the battlecruiser won't get to use.
One shot, buddy. One shot. Okay, got a shot. We can go now.
Boom.
GG. GG. Round down.
Damn it.
Yes, yes, it's all funny. Come on now.
I almost want to leave the game, but that'd be so rude.
It would be. I have the same feeling, though.
This weekend, the University of San Diego will be hosting the Winter Games Fest 2016. Great time to take an advertisement. After all, you have plenty of time to do so. What say you, Zombier? Will you be attending the Winter Festival?
I will not. I will be attending a punch to the face if he does not leave the game. What? No, well, that's mean.
That makes it sound like you're gonna get punched in the face, not that you...
I would argue that it doesn't sound like either one, because who would say it like that?
So you're just gonna go to the street, you get courtside tickets to some random dude getting punched in the face.
Yeah. It's called boxing.
Well, I would call that a good game, but it was not. So.
GG. On to the Archon match.
Now, actually, there's something to be said here about this, because a lot of you are going to look at this and be like, well, if it's the same players playing the Archon mode match, how bad is that going to be? But there's actually a very like I would say couple of ranks difference between playing like a 2v2 and playing an Archon mode game. So don't be too quick to discount out the University of Riverside. Remember, they are still up 2-1 going into this.
Well, it's also different players to Riverside. Same players for San Diego. Mr. Bowtie and Death Star. I am not on Archon. Death Star. Cloak. Iron Piggy. And Matthew. And they're all ready! Fine, you can have a second.
So, ooh.
What's up?
30 minutes is my cap on this. I hope it doesn't go that long, but I may have to actually ditch you for a sponsor, one of our sponsors meeting that I had set up thinking this would be over by now.
Rude?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not so
Well,
bad.
not over, excuse me, but I did say like, okay, it's 2 best of 5s, it'll probably be about 2 hours, right? So that was where we set the meeting at.
That's
So
whatever.
I'm just saying, half an hour from now, this best of 5 still not concluded. I may have to ditch. I'm hoping not.
That's okay. Oh, jeez. Just stretch it out. You're not part of the team.
You know what I do wish would be cool?
What?
If we could cast this on our channel.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be alright.
I feel like,
Get Partoofs.
yo, Tespa's providing some very serious viewership competition for these college kids. You might think, hey, CSL, if only there's a way you can step up your game too.
Wow.
Actually, I shouldn't say that entirely because they are actually going to DreamHack with us for the finals, and that's pretty awesome. In was it Austin? So I don't believe it'll be on the main stage or anything, but the CSL champions are still gonna have a chance to duke it out over there.
Yeah. I think it's an added benefit, of course, to the actual prize, is scholarship money, but to go on live and competition is always pretty fun.
Let's just go to DreamHack, man. Have a good
too.
time. I've never been to one, but from everything it looks like in Europe, it's just a big old party.
Let's see what it's like in Texas. I'm afraid parties in Texas can end with gunshots.
Yeah, we'll have like some Yosemite Sam shit going on. Just like they drop the beat in the song, and someone pulls out 2 pistols and starts shooting in the air. Like,
Wait, who did I invite? I don't know why you're here. Get out.
why did he accept the invite? That's the better question.
Maybe because I invited him twice and he was like, oh, she must really need me.
Oh my god, Zombie Grove! Your shows on stream is just so cute.
I got a screen region and it's not happening.
Do it. Look at it.
Nope.
It's so cute,
Nope.
though.
It's pretty cute, but it's not that cute.
Zombie Grove.
Today I rewatched the, have you ever seen that Vine?
Zombie Grove.
Do you ever see the Vine of like that kitten that's on the counter and the guy's like on?
I know, like doesn't
opening-
jump all the way. It just like
No. The guy's opening a can of tuna or whatever, you know, like a cat food.
Oh.
And
no.
the cat is just like meow, 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 and then he opens it and immediately like lunges, grabs a bite, and the owner is like, "No, you gotta wait." And he picks up the can, and the cat just like chomps onto the can and won't
It's
let
just, like,
go.
hanging onto it.
Yeah, and the owner's like, "What the hell?" That's a pretty strong little thing, and it was just making the loudest like. "Arrgh." It's like, "You're not taking it. It's mine."
Cats are awesome.
Hell yeah, they are.
All right. Well, Leolite Crest is gonna be the map. Archon mode, a little bit different flavor than perhaps what you guys are used to. Oh dear, I just hit in-game screen on XSplit because I'm not streaming.
Why do you have XSplit open?
Because my camera on Skype doesn't work otherwise.
Ah, I see.
Like XSplit is my camera, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because you remember, like for whatever reason, whenever I use my webcam, it always freezes.
I did not remember, but I understand, and I don't think you're a liar.
Oh well, good because I'm not.
Good. Man, the thing thing they gave me for a cell phone worked so well for the first week, and then it broke off one day. Son of a
Oh.
bitch! I forgot to turn off the overlay.
Oh. Wait, so is it awkward overlay?
Yeah.
Yes, you suck.
I'll do that now. In case this goes to Game Number 5. But alright then, And you can't even put the scores on because they're in the wrong positions. Great. So, in the top right, as the Red Zerg Archon, it is Death Star and Mr. Bowtie for the University of Riverside, at least University of California, Riverside.
And their opponents, whom we just watched, Cloak and Iron Piggy, playing for San Diego.
Yes. Yes. Early pull in this game before people can notice my wrong overlay.
So we were saying it, guys. One of the really big things about Archon mode that's different than 2v2 is 2v2 can be clunky because there's a lot more to handle between the two of you. There's actually less to worry about when you're playing Archon mode. One guy worries about the workers, the other guy worries about the army, classically. ZVZ actually, or Zerg Archons in general, seem to have the toughest job, and they do have to play a little bit different than most. But again, just generally speaking, both teams, you could have two Diamond players play at the elevated level of like a Masters player. Same with like lower league stuff. Platinum and Diamond can sometimes compete with Masters League players. Just because you're bad at macro doesn't mean you're bad at micro, and that might be why you're a lower league in StarCraft 2. This is kind of cool because it opens up opportunities to hone your skills.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is that our Red Zerg did bother to drone scout. Now, they also bothered to go for a pool first and gas even before that hatchery. So, honestly, the drone scout already in ZVZ is not something you want to do, but especially if you're just going to play defensive anyways, I actually don't like it.
If I remember, it's a 2-1 in the favor of the red team currently.
That is correct.
So Iron Piggy and Cloak, with this surprise bailiness, might catch them off guard. I mean, they're not a terrible spot back at home, but that bailiness can sure be powerful.
Yeah, our Red Zerg isn't too far behind, but...
A good versus lucky bailing hit can be the difference between a game being over and a game being won.
That's true. Unfortunately, the Overlords have not gotten in a position yet either for our Red Zerg, so this Overlord in particular wants to actually see how much they're committing and if they're going for their own hatchery. Worst case scenario might just have to be losing this hatchery. The actual worst case scenario would be losing the hatchery as well as your army. And with the Speedlings and Banelings now out, this might have just been a really bad choice to try and defend it. Now they would try and block the ramp, but they would not do a good job of it.
Oh, geez, I didn't realize Riverside doesn't have speed yet. That's actually going to hurt them more than not having banelings.
Yeah. I mean, it is good that they got the baneling nest anyways. In fact, getting it over speed in a lot of cases is the better thing to do, but their banelings are just now formed in. They still don't have a lot of lings. These banelings have to get really, really good hits. And this is looking quite bad. This looks like a golden race match.
Getting close to getting those hits that they want.
Very close, Vector. Keeping the hatchery alive so far, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be ringing around the rosy, and speed for Iron Piggy and Cloak means that you shouldn't really worry about losing this hatchery too much. More banelings coming in, but as long as these links stay split, it's going to be hard to get those hits they need, and
that was not
I think the hatchery is still going to go down. Really, really unfortunate. But, you know, it's one base versus one base. Their opponent's only just getting their hatchery up. If they go if Purple Zerg goes too hard in droning, there's a counterattack that could potentially even up the game once again.
Yeah. And ZVZ has, I think it is the hardest race to play with Archon mode. So much of their scouting depends on attacking, and unfortunately the attacking player is the micro player. So the macro player has to either be constantly updated, which is it's just straight up hard to do, or they have to have a hotkey on the links they peer to constantly check, like, what do we need, what do we need, what do we need? It can be a very difficult matchup and a very difficult race for Archon mode. But a nice Ling hit will actually just kind of defeats any possibility of a counterattack. That was so many Lings, and I don't know what Red Zerg's going to do right now. They might just die.
Maybe.
We'll see. A lot of Lings come over. They still have even drones for now. An entire hatchery down, though. Their own Banelings will have to get a good hit. So far they're being controlled. Couple more drones. Double Evo Chamber feels really weird in ZVZ in general, but also in this situation. I think just one and a Roach Horn would be better. Looks like our Red Zerg's gonna go for a all-in Roach Baneling all in off one base.
Well, I mean, they're still making drones, which
maybe
I
not.
find peculiar.
Yeah, I think if they had gone for the pure all-in, not making any more drones, they would have had a chance. If they're going to go for a Roach Warren to try and defend as well as drone, it's not going to go so well either. I mean, Roaches make an easier defense, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're the greatest thing to have in the situation.
Oh no.
Better control would actually be better.
That's it. There's no way.
Yeah. Battery is thrown down, but even with one or two roaches, mind you, they don't
It's
have a lot of minerals.
You're right. They just not only did they lose their counterattack potential, they lost all their defense at the same time.
Yeah, this is I.
Between Riverside, one of these two should be smacking the other, saying, "What are you doing with your micro, man? What happened to all the banelings we made?"
Yeah. I think the macro player is slapping the micro right now, saying, "What happened to all the banelings and the lings?" And the micro player is saying, like a roach warren, "What are you doing to me?" But I don't know. They're gonna try. I mean, yet again, if they get the hatchery, they don't drone it up, and they go for a lot of roaches and all they can and banelings, they still could have a chance. But it keeps on just going so poorly for them. Purples are starting to get a little. I guess they're missing some of their larvae or something like that. Some of got a lot of money banked up, but they are going for the double upgrades that we saw actually earlier today from a laser, I believe. It didn't actually end up working or playing out, but they have such control over this game that it just might. Double upgraded lings, especially so many lings, will definitely beat out the roaches. And with Carapace, they can take a hit from the banelings.
Well, later on the way, if all things go according to plan, they might be able to start looking at potentially something like Mutalisks, but yeah, if it comes down to ground wars, it's not even just that the lings will have that upgrade laid, and the lings will be numerous, and the lings, the more of the lings. We've even seen in some instances, banelings can be quite effective against roaches if you have enough of them.
Mm-hmm. That is a lot of lings. I like this choice. I like this kill move potential from our San Diego team. And the Lings upgrades are almost done. They have Carapace. They could go in right now, but the melee is a little bit farther behind. They are going to absolutely just wreck the roaches, though. Like, especially if they get a surround. But even without a surround, they're still going to do a surprising amount of damage. Lings upgraded always just look so different from, well, unupgraded Lings. Here we go. There are two Banelings, so they can't just go willy-nilly entirely.
Well, the Carapace, though, going to be really nice to have. The Roach's attack so slow, despite having that one health hit. It's only the Queen that's really capitalizing on this, but still that 1-1 tears through everything. 20 more Lings are on the way behind this. 4 Roaches are not going to cut it. Both teams were attacking those rocks for a moment. That was a little bit awkward, but the drone line's starting to falter. The Roaches on the ramp even starting to get a little bit low. And remember, this is the end of Wave 1. Wave 2 is coming up in just a second. 20 more Lings on the way, and they've already won this first fight.
Yeah.
So it looks like San Diego is going to fight this back and take us to that ace match.
Yes, indeed, but an ace match for their team against either Xenocider or Intense is going to be quite difficult. I mean...
Xenocider can't play again, right? I thought you said
no, he can.
Can't play in the ace.
The way that they can't play more than twice, basically. So they can't play in, like, either the starting 1v... like, both the starting 1v1s, and they can't play in the 1v1 and an Archon or 2v2 and the Ace. So Intense and Xeno being kept out of the Archon and 2v2 is like exclusively because they can Ace. I mean, you give either one of the Archon or 2v2 a Xenocider and they're probably going to win. But...
GG. Actually, that's a good tactic. I didn't think about that because yeah, it basically locks down all 3 of the best of ones within this best of 5.
Yeah. And, like, I guess you could try, like I said, to make them... I mean, the 2v2 might be a little harder for them to carry, but even then, a pro gamer can carry it really far. Archon, they can actually just do all of it and be okay. But also keeping them for the ace match is fine, too. So we'll see who those are, because you do have to actually ask, like, who are you going to send out? Just like in Pro League, actually, where it's a surprise and the drape falls, or that doesn't actually happen in Pro League, but it's still really hype. Trust me, watch Pro League.
Great analogy, Zombie Girl.
I know, thank you. Ace match players. And the ace map will be Prion Terraces. The new Prion Terraces.
Full House is coming back?
Oh yeah, it's been going back for a while.
Really? I'm seeing a trailer for it on Twitter through Twitter promotions, I guess.
Okay, Bomber Fan coming out makes a lot of sense. He did actually contend with the Macro Xenocider. And then Mr. Bowtie. The it, Mr. Bowtie?
Okay.
Okay, so this is completely full, like just thrown off our guesses.
Predictions. Is Mr. Bote any good? Do we even know who it is? Like,
Yeah,
is this
he's the guy that played in the Archon just now.
Oh.
Yeah. So apparently Intense hasn't actually ever really been here. He's been away the entire time. And Xenocider also left, I guess figuring they didn't need him anymore. So
So the team that looked like they were going to walk over today may end up losing.
yep.
Excellent.
And that's how it goes. Do, 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 do. Well,
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
isn't it though? I mean, Mr. Bowtie, we can't really say what he looked like in an Archon, especially also it's the fact that ZBZ now is a TVZ. He is diamond on his border though, but just by the fact Bomber Fan kept up with Xenocider's macro until about 10 minutes says a lot about his skill. I mean, he could be the worst micro player in the world. I have no idea. He could like not know how to split against Banelings, but they say that macro can get you to masters, and that's actually pretty true. Oh, let's see if they're ready. Bowtie, you ready? Aw, good guy, Mr. Bowtie gives him back his blue. Chooses pink instead.
What a nice guy.
I know, right? Oh, best of luck to the Zerg player here, but Bomber Fan does have a pretty good chance of actually taking this victory. You know, it's so weird. I wonder if Intense just wasn't here, like the same way the other guy wasn't here. Like, they're both in the chat channel, but they were both idle or away. And it was just the San Diego guys saying, oh, he can't come, forfeit. But Intense might have also had to forfeit. We'll never know. That's awkward. Oh, well, we are in game, so I get to the in-game screen. And we are tied up. It is the ace match. There we go. In the top left on Prion Terraces, he's the Zerg player. He's Mr. Bowtie.
And in the bottom right, we saw him a little bit earlier today. My odds are on him, personally. It's going to be the Blue Terran, Bomber Fan, with that amazing face. And that's right, this changed today. A lot of players, I guess, might not know about it. The gold base, or your natural base, excuse me, is now a gold base. They got rid of the gold base at the third in lieu of this, and this was supposed to help balance things, according to David Kim.
Yes. So I want to make sure that they know this isn't like, you know, the troll maps that we used to see all the time. Because I think that's what the first worry was. But yes, it was changed. And yeah, to try and accommodate for balance. We'll see how that works out. We have a one-base build to start things off for Mr. Bowtie. I mean, this isn't going to stay a one-base build after the hatchery is going to go down, but just the fact that you can get away with the hatchery first against Zerg, unless you're scared of Reapers, or you really want to try and break down the command center while the Reaper is elsewhere, which is actually pretty possible. That would be a nice start. I don't think you'd get the cancel on the command center, but you can kill the SCV.
Mm. Well, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, one of the... Oops, sorry, let me move my mic a bit closer. One of the interesting things about this gold base is, as a Terran player, you now have access to this. Beforehand, there was a select few amount of people who had like weird builds, fast bunker placements, healer, is obviously the guy I'm referring to right now, but yeah, there was not a lot of way to take advantage of the gold base early on as Terran. This does kind of even the playing field a little bit because both players can take a gold base more safely in their natural. But I don't know how good versus bad that'll be. We've cast this map like 3 times since the change that happened just this afternoon.
Yeah. So this is not what our Zerg player wanted. You'll still have, like, you know, like nice speed timing and whatever, but that's not really going to help against a Terran, usually. Especially if they're going to go for Hellions, which it looks like Bomber Fan's going to do. The ideal situation would be to actually just circumvent the Reaper in general, and like I said, get the cancel, or get the kill on this SCV and delay the command center a little bit. Actually, also delay the Reaper from coming forward and attacking you, but that did not happen. 4 Lings were kind of wasted, to be honest, and the Scout could still possibly go down. The Queens did a good job initially keeping that back. Now, a couple more Lings are on the way. This might be overkill. He might have expected more Reapers, or he might be trying to still get the lift off on the command center. But, like I said, Hellions are on the way. If this was a tank drop, or if this was right up to Banshees, I don't know why he would skip Hellions to do that, though. Yeah, okay, that might have happened, but it's Hellions, you know, and there's there's not much of a chance these Lings are going to do a whole lot.
Oh, it's gonna pull out of the natural. He's scared for now. It's safe, I guess.
Yeah, I'm really surprised he bothered lifting that, but he expected a lot more Lings, I guess. 2 Hellions will definitely take on this many, and he can put it back now.
I was gonna say he could have left it. He didn't need to bring that to the main though. That's way
sure.
too paranoid. That's way too safe.
For sure. Even if there was a Ravager attack, there would only be like 3 Ravagers, not enough to one-shot the command center and bring it all the way home. So, quite paranoid, but that's also what happens if you believe that you're better than the other player, you know? A Masters player sees a Diamond Portrait and you're thinking one of the only things they can do is cheese me or all in me or something like that. So I guess being overly cautious is better. I have to believe that University Riverside. No, that's right. I said it first the right time. The San Diego team thought that they just wouldn't have a chance in the ace match, and that they were probably going to get 3-2 despite their best efforts. But now they have a really good chance of winning.
Yeah, and for Riverside, chat's giving us information. I'm not sure if it's accurate or not, but allegedly poor intents. I guess he was waiting around for the ace match, but got pulled away to some real life stuff happening.
Oh,
it's bad timing.
Very bad timing. Well, at least that solves our answer, our question about the beginning, though. That's
yeah.
San Diego would not have potentially gotten in the first point. I guess what would have happened if both players don't show up for the first match? That wouldn't be a walkover for both of them. Whatever. A lot of Lings on the way. This third base is still a gold. Check it out. It's just that this one is no longer the gold 2 as well. Liberators, though, coming in here. There are Queens, but no Spore Crawlers. This odd mineral position looks even odder when a Liberator sieges it up. Gas guys being in the middle just throws me off. The Liberator comes up here as well. This can be attacked by the Queen. It's just a matter of, you know, paying attention. Unfortunately, Mr. Bowtie is, I guess, preoccupied with the Hellions that's tried to roast the Lings, but they just came back home. Oh, the Queen walked into the Liberator. Whoops-a-daisy. Almost killed it, but not quite. And now the drones are free pickings. 9 have gone down so far. This one did get picked off. No, it just got shoot away. Still not bothering with a wall is a little interesting, too. Could see a Hellion drop. That has been the improved use of the Hellions, because usually they're not too useful otherwise. There we go. There's the pickup. Liberator to help defend. Of course, Ravagers will still tear this down, and Mr. Bowtie would not have the worst attack in the world if he attacked right now. Getting speed on the way and 9 more roaches, a gold base to transfer your drones to when the main starts mining out type of deal. And just not a lot to defend. If he had attacked right now with what he had, maybe wait for a couple of Ravagers, I think he actually could have done something. But unfortunately, he did not know that. So the Overseer gets in here now, and he might, you know, be like, oh, I could have done it with no bunker, but it's too late. Hellions get into the main, kill even more drones.
Ooh, 6 go down pretty much immediately.
That's 16 drones killed, and keeping the army back as well. I mean, seriously, Bomber Fan, he's depending on this drop to keep the army back. He's also depending on just Mr. Bowtie probably not knowing that he could attack into this. Because otherwise, I think any other Terran player would be like, oh my god, it's like a really large roach army. Let's get a bunker, let's get something. But now the army supplies are starting to even up.
Goes the income dropping off pretty badly for Mr. Bowtie. He does have that gold base, which is nice, but losing a lot of drones and having to pull the rest away makes it a bit messy. Gold base actually under attack once again. Could have gotten a few more kills if he'd stayed on that one mineral patch. I don't know about swapping over, but that medevac's also almost dead. He's reaching the end of his life here.
The medevac had no need to die. The Hellions should have been left somewhere to try and get the last few drone kills and die. They are useless at this point, just straight up. Your army is starting to get collected back at home. He does realize that, oh my god, I might not be able to buy too much time. That's a big army. So they're on those 2 bunkers. He has a tank now as well, which would really help out. And his upgrades are going to finish up. I mean, the time for which Mr. Bowtie's attack would have worked, kind of, absolutely. Like, not much question. It's past, you know? That's no longer 20-25 army supply lead. That's, well, I guess now it boosts up, doesn't it?
And one of the really key differences is as we see the evolution chambers are only just coming down, so his upgrades are going to be wicked late. Whereas Bomber Fan is coming up, his 1-1 just finished, Stim's done, Comet Shield's here in just a second, and of course even Concussor Shells on top of all that.
Yeah, it's just, everything combined with the bunkers and the siege tank, now he has a really great defense. He actually can't come back to defend against this. He would have to all in right here, right now, and he's not going to have a fallback plan. And it's not going to work. He's actually attacking with only half his army. All the Ravagers left behind. Don't even kill the Liberator! Oh, bad feelings right there. There we go.
Bad times, bad feelings.
Yeah, but this is not going to work anymore. Nope, nope, nope. And he has lost his 3rd.
Well, good on Bomber Fan.
Yeah.
I think he was our favorite going into this.
Yeah. I still like Mr. Bowtie. He watches replay again and sees that point at which his army, like, Bomber Fan had nothing except a couple of Hellions and like 2-3 Marines. He sees that opportunity again in the game, and maybe that'll be the difference of an ace match or not. But he could have taken it with an all-in.
I agree.
The time has passed, however, and now Bomber Fan is going to catch up an army. He's just going to have a straight-up better army in general, even if the army supply doesn't say that. And he does have his 3rd now on location. Just a matter of ending the game. It might happen if Mr. Bowtie runs in here.
Even if Mr. Bowtie doesn't take the fight here... Oh, that's a nice counterattack. Bomber Fan's on his way to 2-2, and if it's 2-2 versus 0-0, that's just like an auto-attack win. Now, unfortunately, he's not paying attention immediately. Several medevacs even going down to the Corrosive Bile. SCV's getting pulled. Everything choked here on the ramp. This was a fight that Bomber Fan could have taken at home. Goes in the favor of Mr. Bowtie, but on the other side of the map, there's also nothing to defend, so drones are going to fall. The Queen goes down. He had 2 Evo Chambers, but never ever got to use them.
30 Lings altogether might have been enough to at least get the pickup, but they're coming out, 10 at a time here, and it's not going so hot. Once again, attacking into the army. This was a great start if everything else was not considered, basically, but without roaches, the Ravagers do go down pretty quick.
It's Mr. Bomber Fan brings it back for San Diego. He may have lost his first best of 1 today, but he certainly clinched it out here in the ace match. GG.
San Diego actually does end up taking it, despite the early 0-2. And congratulations to them. Oops, let's get out of game. That is the end of the cast tonight. We do want to thank you all for joining us. If you're interested in the CSL, they do everything. Esports, like most popular esports-wise, Dota, CSGO, League of Legends, and of course Starcraft 2 and Hearthstone. If you're interested, of course, follow the channel. There's also the channel without the 2 that was tweeted tonight, so you can also follow that one, I suppose. Follow them on Twitter, at CStarLeague. Go to their website, cstarleague.com. Thank you to the sponsors, Twitch and Asus ROG. And, yeah, follow me at CG Gaming and Rifkin at Riff_Kings. Follow us on Base Trade TV, where probably most of you know us from, as we are casting tomorrow, early, the Cybet Race Wars, round of 8.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.